Hey everybody, this is ex Bethelite here, and I just wanted to talk a little bit about a comment that I got on one of my videos, and the person wanted to know why it was that it sounded like I only spoke on negative aspects of the organization. They want me to talk a little bit about some positive things. And I just am going to be honest about everything and tell you that there are some good people in the organization. Now, that's not necessarily saying anything that's particularly good about the organization per se, because there's good people where I work. There's good people in other churches. See, that's a choice people have as to whether or not they want to be kind to others. That may not necessarily have anything to do with the organization as a whole. And I think another issue is that I'm seeing things from a perspective that might be a little bit different from the perspective that other people may have. Because I'm honestly not trying to bash the organization as crazy as that may sound. I'm just talking about my experiences. And some of the things that have happened to me, such as my family going through a divorce. And at the time of the divorce, the people, one was a pioneer in the congregation. One was an elder in the congregation when all this was happening. So that's my experience there. At Bethel, I wasn't the only one that was treated unkindly. There's a brother that I remember eating with during lunchtime pretty often, because I liked him. He was a nice guy. And he was single and in his 40s. Now, this brother, I'm guessing, served at Bethel from the time he was 18, 19. So here he's 40. And when I first met him, I was looking for his wife. I'm thinking, well, he's always sitting at the table by himself. Where is his wife? Is his wife sick, or does his wife just like to eat in the room? That's odd that they wouldn't want to eat together. Well, I find out later that the brother's not married. The brother dedicated his life as a single brother to serve at Bethel. And there are people with the willpower to do that. I was one that had that intent. Who knows how long I would have been able to do it, because I didn't get the opportunity. But this brother served into his 40s, still single. And the fact that Bethel laid him off, or sent him home, or whatever you want to call it, how can I speak positively about that? What positive is there to speak of? This brother gave up having kids, having a family, everything. I'm not going to say his name, of course, but as far as I know, the brother's still single, trying to adjust to life outside of Bethel. the institution that he basically had been in his the most majority of his life. And here he is, no family, no kids, no anything to show for anything, because he wasn't making money the whole time. So he's literally starting from scratch as far as where he could have been financially had he been working in the world. So what do you want me to say about things when these are my experiences? There's another couple. Now this is not exclusive to the couple that I'm speaking of, but there's another couple that served at Bethel as a married couple. And of course, you know, you can't have children and remain at Bethel. But this couple wanted to serve at Bethel, so they decided that they weren't going to have children. That's how loyal they were. And, you know, they don't ask for much in return, but you assume that you're going to be able to serve at Bethel. If you make a sacrifice that is that great. So this couple serves at Bethel. They also in their 40s. I don't remember how old the guy was. The husband was. I know the wife was in her 40s. And they also got sent away from Bethel. I mean, I call it layoffs just because the procedure is the same procedure that would happen in any company when you're getting laid off. You get called into a room and told you have to go. So this couple has to leave Bethel, and their opportunity to have children is gone unless they're going to adopt. But their ability to procreate is gone. They sacrifice that for this organization that you want me to speak highly of. And what does the organization do? Sends them home. You have to understand that everybody doesn't look at Bethel as a place where they're set for life or anything like that, because Bethel life isn't luxurious for everyone. Everyone doesn't have a nice place to live in. Some people live in rooms that don't have bathrooms. Can you imagine being married to someone? You're living in a room in a facility and you don't have a bathroom. Every time you got to use the bathroom or get ready for a meeting or anything, you got to leave your room, walk down the hall, go to what's like a big locker room, and go change there. Not having money to do things that you want to do. Having to get dressed up every single time you want to go and have lunch and things like that when you're having lunch in the cafeteria. These aren't, these people are willing to sacrifice and do all those things for the organization. So the organization is benefiting from them. They're not benefiting from the organization. And what I'm kind of speaking to is the concept that people have that Bethelites are kind of set for life type of a deal. And I'm thinking, some may be in nice situations, but not everyone. Everyone isn't. Everyone doesn't have very much. Everyone doesn't have rich family to send them things. So you have people that are really just working hard. The organization's benefiting from them. They're not making any money. They're not. What benefit are they getting from working? How are they set up for life? So you have people like that. You have people that sacrificed a lot to come to Bethel, because you pioneered prior to putting in your application. It's not absolutely necessary, I don't think. But when people are thinking about pioneering going to Bethel instead of going to school, getting an education to prepare them for the rest of their life, they're willing to give up on things like that. You would think that there would be a certain amount of concern that the organization would have for them, right? So that wasn't the case with any of the people that I've mentioned. And that's only a few. I know of a lot more. And I don't know what exactly I should say positive about the organization. I've got family members that don't speak to each other. I have a close family member that got married in a church, and the same organization that sells Kingdom Halls to churches wouldn't allow its members to go and see their own family get married because they're getting married in a church. Families destroyed. I've talked to people, and I totally understand where they're coming from because I feel the same way. Close blood relatives that haven't spoken in so long that you don't even know them anymore. There isn't anything to even talk about if you wanted to. If they called you the next day saying, I'm not going to shun you anymore, you guys wouldn't even have anything to talk about. You guys are total strangers. Total strangers with your own relatives. I mean, what's good about that? And then you have child molestation. That is the lowest thing that can be done that I can think of at the moment, because you're taking advantage of people who are innocent. I mean, you are damaging their psyche maybe for the rest of their life. When you're talking about touching inappropriately with a child. And that's what's been going on in the organization. These aren't just, some of these people are elders doing things like that. Where's the fruitage of the Spirit there? How can I speak positively about an organization that doesn't even come right out and say, okay, we've got a problem with this? Because I think we were all over the Catholic Church when things were going on there, but their Pope or their representative came right out and admitted that there was a problem. And apologized publicly for the issue. Now, I think that the stance the organization has kind of been having is, well, we can't police every, how can we protect all the kids? Or I think a governing body member said something to the effect of, well, it's not just us. Other people have the problem. That's not owning up to your responsibility for your organization. Passing the puck to other organizations. Or it happens other places too. We're not talking about that. That's not what is on trial in that particular courtroom. They're talking about Jehovah's Witnesses and the child molestation, the over 1,000 people that weren't reported. Reporting something like that to the police is common sense. And you're talking about an organization led by God's Holy Spirit, capable of doing something that stupid over 1,000 times over, not reporting to the police someone who is mentally ill. You have to be mentally ill to be inappropriate in that manner with a child. So what do you, I'm still sitting here thinking, what do you want me to say positive? Going to people's doors uninvited, waking them up. I remember as a kid not even knowing what it was like to just be home and watch cartoons on a Saturday. I mean, that's not the end of the world, but that's part of your childhood that I would have liked to have enjoyed. Just sitting and watch cartoons for once on a Saturday instead of going out and knocking on people's doors, walking around in the rain and in the snow. There's good people in the organization, but there's good people everywhere. So I don't really see that as something about the organization that's exclusive to the organization to mention that as something positive. Those same good people would have been good people if they were Catholics or Buddhist or whatever other religion they may have been in. So that's not necessarily something about Jehovah's Witnesses per se. I mean, what's positive about being told you can't accept certain medical treatments? You mean to tell me that God values body fluids more than life itself? Now, this body fluid is supposed to represent life. So if life is that important, you think body fluid, save the person's life. Body fluid, save the person's life. Well, let's just not, it just doesn't even make sense. And I'm still thinking of something positive. You can comment down below if you can think of something positive that's exclusive to the organization. Because if there's something going on, a disaster across the world, people who aren't even religious go and help. That's just common human courtesy. Common human empathy will cause someone to send relief somewhere where they're experiencing some sort of disaster. So that's not even something that's exclusive to the organization. And I know I've seen churches with all kinds of pantries of food and all kinds of things that they're giving out to the poor. I haven't seen that going on in a Kingdom Hall. So there's a lot of things that are positive other churches are doing that Jehovah's Witnesses aren't. They mostly, I can't think of anything. I can't think of anything. Family destroyed, had a divorce I didn't have a divorce. I've never been married. But, parents got divorced. I mean, what else? What is there positive? Okay, well, witnesses memorize certain scriptures. But where's the application? Where's the real meaning? Where's the depth? Because I don't even have to study, and I can go and comment off Watchtower. Those things are so basic. The information is so basic. It's not like, you're really, where you go to all these meetings, but you're not really learning anything. Compared to somebody that doesn't read their Bible at all, yeah, sure, you may know more. So Bible knowledge, definitely conduct is not necessarily better. In the Watchtower, of course, you're reading Watchtower articles, it's going to state that Jehovah's Witnesses shine in the workplace more so than everyone else. That's not necessarily true. That's not necessarily true. I mean, okay, so the organization disfellowships people. Is that a positive thing? The world, some people or outside of the organization view their churches as a kind of a hospital for sinners, a place for them to get better. The organization is, okay, if you make a mistake, we'll just get rid of you. Is that a positive thing? We're not going to help you. We'll just get rid of you. You come and confess. You confess to the organization. Organization just gets rid of you. They're not going to spend time working with you. They're too busy preparing a talk, preparing to get in front of the congregation and look important. I can't think of anything. Honestly, I'm being honest. I'm just being real. I'm not here with an agenda. I'm not here to bash the organization. I'm just telling the truth. I can't think of anything. If I think of something, I'll make another video with positive things with regards to the organization. But again, you guys, if you can think of something, put it in the comment section, and we'll see if it is exclusive to the organization that Jehovah's Witnesses do that's better than anything that anyone else does. And we'll go from there. But my experience with the organization has not been good. My honest experience has not been good. And that's things I've seen at Bethel, not just things in the local congregations. So this is ex-Bethelite here signing out. We'll talk later.